I don't think there's a child alive in the United States that doesn't know what MICKEY means. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pluto, Goofy, Donald Duck, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland. The list goes on and on, have all touched our hearts and ignited a spirit in our soul. As soon as a child is able to recognize characters, to the inner child of all of us, we have welcomed into our lives the extraordinary gift that Walt Disney has given each of us. As Walt himself stated, remember, it all started with a mouse. Walt had a desire and passion for art. Cartoons that he drew in high school for the newspaper. Saturday courses were taken at the Kansas City Art Institute and a correspondence cartooning class. His ambition took him to become an apprentice artist at the Pesman Ruman Commercial Arts, never finishing school. Drawing for someone else was not all unicorns and rainbows, and he wanted more. He opened his own business with his friend and colleague UB Iwerks, and the Iwerks Disney Studios commercial artist studio was breathed to life. Unfortunately, they were unable to attract enough customers and the venture failed. That didn't stop Walt. He began another company called Laugh-O-Gram Studio. This venture also failed and took him deep into bankruptcy. Walt had many failures in business and in life before his perseverance and determination paid off. He decided to up and move to California, even though New York was the center of cartooning. He would try to sell his Alice's Wonderland series and fulfill his lifetime dream of being a live action film distributor. Walt states it best when he says, "Get a good idea and stay with it, dog it, work it until it's done right." And that's just what he did. Walt and his brother gambled on one more venture and opened the Disney Brothers Studios, later known as the Walt Disney Company. Walt began with animation and created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Oswald done well, and unfortunately, because of bad negotiations, he lost the rights to him and many of his artists left. He lost almost everything. But Walt always said, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. He found that losing Oswald may have been a blessing in disguise because it was replaced by his beloved Mickey, who he voiced until 1947. Mickey debuted in Steamboat Willie, a short film. Films would follow, and his imagination would trigger 26 Academy Awards for his cartoons and filming. This wasn't enough to satisfy Walt. He had immense dreams. He wanted to open a park that was clean and people of all ages could have fun. In 1954, this dream became a reality when, using his own money, he opened Disneyland. New York Times stated best when they said he tastefully combined the pleasant things of yesterday with fantasy and dreams of tomorrow. His dreams were not over. Television was the next medium he decided to tackle. He began with the Mickey Mouse Club TV series and accompanied them by merchandising. Walt jump-started many youngsters' careers. In 1960, Walt found a plot of land south of Orlando. Where most people saw a swamp, he envisioned another park where he could include the Magic Kingdom, a larger and more elaborate version of Disneyland. He would have resort hotels and golf courses. The heart of the park would be the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, or Epcot. He wanted to showcase test and demonstrate new materials and technologies in this prototype. Unfortunately, Walt was a heavy smoker and contracted cancer of the lungs and died in 1966. His brother would finish the park. Walt's legacy lives on today. His imagination is still alive in spirit. As he stated, dreams come true if you have the courage to pursue them, and Walt had plenty to go around.